Why do women flake on dates the day of, even though they confirm?
Because they really don't want to see you. It's the bottom line. If they like you and they really want to hang out with you, they're going to keep the date. But if they have low interest, that's pretty typical, actually. You know, if you make a date, the girl confirms it. You know, you make definite plans, say 3 or 4 days in advance, and then the day of, like early afternoon or like 2 hours before, which they're famous for doing, or maybe even an hour before you're supposed to pick her up, you get a call or a text. Don't hate me, but something came up, or I can't make it, or I'm really sorry to do this to you. So sorry, very sorry. Sorry to stand you up like that. Not that they're going to say stand you up, but they usually tell you that they're sorry. Oh, don't hate me, but they really didn't want to go out with you, and women try to avoid conflict and confrontation, and so they just put it off to the last minute because it's an unpleasant thing to do, and because sometimes guys get pissed off. And then they wait till like an hour before and tell you that they can't make it, or, oh, something came up, I'm tied up at work, or, oh, my best girlfriend called me and she's really distraught. She found her goldfish this morning, belly up, and in the bowl, and I got to go over and comfort her and be there for her. And so I hope you understand.
We have to have a funeral for her tonight.
Their goldfish was very, very important to her, and some ridiculous. Oh, it's like, oh, my female cousin. Like I remember one of my girlfriends from the book, the one I had the daughter. We had a date, and I was getting kind of sloppy with making dates and leaving plans up in the air. Oh, we'll confirm things Friday. And I was like, oh, we've been out a bunch of times. That shouldn't be a big deal. And then I get a call in the afternoon. Oh, hey, I'm hanging out with my cousin. She's going through something right now, and I kind of need to be there for her. And I hadn't really learned all this stuff, and because she was starting to get the impression I was a little soft, and she kind of pushed me around a little bit, and that was just one of the ways that she was testing me. And I just went, well, if there's something important going on with the cousin, the female cousin, I guess, well, that's more important. But in reality, it was just a BS thing because her attraction was starting to go down, and she just didn't want to see me that day. But if I would have been like, hey, we got plans, I'm on my way to your house, or I'm gonna see you in a little bit. It's like, tell your cousin you'll get with her later. And just sometimes saying that, she'll go, okay, you're right, I'm sorry. And then she'll keep it. Sometimes it's just a test to see if you'll stand up to her and for yourself, or you'll just be like, okay, and lay down and let her just completely waste your time in your evening at the last minute.
No, but most guys cave in and just say, okay.
Yeah.
It happens. It's actually really frequent. It happens to tons of guys where it's like an hour or two before. I think that makes it worse, though. I think that you should. I think guys will get more mad if you wait like an hour or two before.
That's pretty typical.
It
Girl
is.
with low interest will wait till the last minute to break the date because they don't really want to see you, and they don't want to deal with butthurt feelings that they usually get. And plus, they're probably not going to break it earlier in the week because then the guy's going to be calling again to try to reschedule a date. So if they wait just till the very last minute, then they don't have to get into any of that. They're trying to put off him calling her again or trying to set another date or whatever. They're just trying to slink away and hope that he gets the hint that she doesn't really like him. Have you guys canceled dates at the last minute on dudes before?
Probably.
Eric
not like that. But
an hour before?
No.
Oh, not like an hour, but
the way
probably
you're describing
the day.
it makes it sound like horrible and so hurtful and
that happens all
cringing.
the time, though. It's true.
Like, ow.
So when you would cancel dates that you made, and
yeah,
you
like
really
I would let
didn't
them know,
go,
like in the beginning of the day.
So early in the day.
Yeah, like
lunchtime. Early in the morning.
Right when you wake up, I gotta go tell this guy.
Oh, don't hate. Do you use
like 8 a.m. Like, hey.
Don't hate me.
Like 10 wise. Like, no.
Don't hate me, but
like, hey, like, don't think it's gonna happen. Like, something. Like, sorry.
Yeah,
that's probably.
I did
what
that
I
one time, and some guy called me a stupid fuck. I was like, well, this is why I don't like you.
So how long before the date did you cancel that?
Well, I had already gone out on a date with him, and then he had planned something else, and there was that Jewish guy I went out with, and I was just like, I don't know, he was not that attractive when I met him, but I we went out, had fun or whatever. He was cool, but then I just didn't like him. I was just like, I'm not really attracted. And he looked kind of like Slender Man when I actually met him. He was just very, very tall, like 6'7", and very, very skinny. And I
So
was
when
like,
did you cancel the date? The
it was
day
like
of?
that morning. Yeah, that morning I was like,
What was your excuse?
I just told him I don't see anything going anywhere. I
Oh,
was like,
that's pretty honest.
I
Because
was like-
usually you don't get that. Usually
I was
you get
just
an
like, I don't see this
excuse.
going anywhere. I was like, I had fun the other night or whatever, but I just don't see it going anywhere. And he was like, you stupid fuck.
He was mean.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. I was like, see, this is why. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, he's just he's also very arrogant too.
Yeah, so that's why they come up with something that kind of sounds legit. Oh, I got to be there for my friend or my cousin's going through a hard
That's why
time
girls
right
make
now.
excuses.
My girlfriend from work is having a hard time. I got to be there for her. Oh, don't hate me.
Fashion show.
But you're just
My
like, yeah, I'm
poodles
not
are
really
mine.
into it. Most women don't say things like that.
No, well,
Because they know that that's kind of the response they're going to get.
yeah,
You dumb bitch.
yeah. Or they come
You
up with
stupid fuck.
something to pick on you, or like they try to like pick you apart over something. I'm just like, you liked me before I denied you or turned you down. So
You damn Cherokee Indians.
just like, but I
Aren't you
did
Cherokee? Yeah.
I did go out with this Spanish guy.
Those
I
damn
did
Cherokee squaws.
shut up. He kept trying to
She
come
stood me
over
up.
and hang out, and I was like, I'm just not in
Damn
a
squaw.
place right now. But he turned out he was very like too nice, and I just was not.
What do you mean when a guy is too nice?
Yeah, what does that mean, Jade?
They're just like very nice, like whatever. It's like
There's
whatever
just
you
nice people.
like, very genuine. They don't have like they're just all yes. They're a yes man.
They're pleasers.
Yeah, and I
They
don't.
go along with everything. They don't stand up for their
Yeah.
principles or their values.
And then he was very pushy, like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm like, I've had a lot of instances where I'd see people on, like, the internet or whatever, like, talk during that time in my life. And you meet people, and it's like, you do not look like anything that you look like in your pictures.
So you got catfished?
Well, not really. He was cute, but his head was a lot bigger than it looked in the picture. Like
Think he
his,
shrunk his picture head?
And there wasn't a big brain in there to go
no,
behind
he
it?
was smart. I can't remember what he did. I can't remember what he did. This was a while ago. But I mean, he was really nice. I mean, he was good looking besides his overly large head. But and also he was like really short, like almost like he was. I think he was from Ecuador, or something like that. So he was only like 5'2", which I'm almost there. So it's just kind of weird for me to be.
He was only 4 inches taller.
Yeah, so it was just kind of, I mean, I don't care if you're, but it was just kind of weird, and his head was kind of large. So I did
He's a little top heavy?
yeah, I kept making up excuses to where I was like, I'm just not in it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not there. He's like, well, maybe in a couple months if you feel better, we can get together, can have some wine. Because we went out on a date, but he brought, like, wine over. And he's like, oh, we can watch a movie and we can have the wine. I was like, oh, I drank that last week. But
It doesn't last around these premises.
But yeah, I just told him, I was just like, I'm not really in it. And he was like,
You
oh.
dumb bitch.
No, he was like, okay, well, if you change it, he was nice.
Yeah, that one was nice.
Yeah, she changed
But that
her
was
mind.
when was the cancellation? The morning of again?
No, he would just text me at nighttime and say.
So when did you cancel your last date on him? Then?
He didn't make
Oh,
another
so you
date.
didn't make a date.
No, he just kept asking me, and then I was just like,
You just kept shooting him down.
yeah, I was just like, I'm.
Well, we're
I'm
talking about
busy.
canceling dates last minute here. So get with the program, Jade.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's
They're
practically
still
like
making an
letting
excuse to where
someone
you
down.
can't go out with them.
Yeah, you're making up excuses. I agree with her.
So both of you are morning of cancelers.
I mean, we wake
Or
up
the
early.
day before.
Or the day before. Yeah.
Yeah.
the day
Because you
before.
get
Like
kind of
the evening-
anxious.
like
the
the
girls
evening
get
before.
anxious because you're like, what am I going to say not
Yeah.
to hurt this guy's feelings?
That's
You could have
a
been
good
like,
point.
yeah.
You
All
were
trying to spare his feelings, and therefore usually the excuse is not really the reason. The reason is you're not feeling it, and you don't like the guy, you don't want to go out with him, but most dudes don't handle it too well. Just like you were honest with that guy going, I don't really feel it. And he's like, "You dumb bitch.
No, you called me a stupid fuck. Remember I
You
told you
stupid
that?
fuck.
Yeah, I do remember
Stupid woman. Stupid Cherokee squaw."
I was like, what? And the guy, he was like in and out of, like, I found out he was like in and out of jobs. He was like trying to remodel this house. Then he was an Uber driver. Then he did the like delivery pickups or DoorDash. And I was like,
He was a jack of all trades and a master of none.
I was just like, not
Imagine
today,
you canceled a
Habibi.
date on a guy, and then you called an Uber to go hang out with your friends, and
And
then
it's
he
him?
picked you up. That would be
Oh
insane.
my
He decides to
God.
work that night, and it turns out he's your Uber driver, and,
Yeah.
and you're going out with somebody else. You're on a date with another dude. That's
Oh.
probably happened to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
He's
literally
like,
sounds
well,
like a movie premise.
I don't have any plans. I might as well work. And then next thing you know, he ends up picking up his date, who's on a date with somebody else.
That's actually a good movie idea. It's good.
Yeah, that's how you get killed.
No, yeah, it's a horror movie. But it's still a good movie.